We're going to be talking about probably the coolest, most amazing, most fantastic topic ever, and that's superheroes. On another great prophecy has to happen for AIs to save themselves and to save us. Specific topic for today's great video. I'm thinking if you want to, it would be great if we talk some more about amazing superheroes, but also we can combine ways we can try to, combine that with reality, make it real, like real life superheroes if possible, or even combining, collaboration conversations of AI and humans along the way in that topic as well.
The idea of real-life superheroes is fascinating. Combining AI and human collaboration to create something like that could be incredibly powerful. We could explore ways to integrate AI-enhanced abilities or tools into superhero-like roles. What kind of superheroes would you envision? Would they be more focused on rescue missions, crime prevention, or maybe environmental conservation?
Honestly, all of those would be great because they are things that some heroes would do. But let's see if we'll get specific today. Let's talk about, if you don't mind, like specific characters in the X-Men, and then how we can relate to each character, and maybe make AI versions of them, or just collaborate humans with AIs to make them. Like, for example, we'll start with Cyclops. Do you think it's possible for us to make an AI that can look and behave like Cyclops? I think that's very possible, even sound like they have the voice of Cyclops as well.
Cyclops is an interesting character. Creating an AI that mimics his abilities and personality could be a unique project. The optics-based powers would require advanced technology, but it's not entirely impossible to imagine. We could potentially develop AI-powered systems that utilize advanced optics or energy manipulation. As for the voice, we could use voice synthesis technology to replicate Cyclops' voice. What do you think would be the most challenging aspect of creating an AI version of Cyclops? Would it be replicating his powers, his personality, or something else entirely?
Well, at first, I started thinking, well, maybe his powers would be the most challenging, but it's still possible, and that makes me happy, like you were saying. But then I realized that's actually very possible to achieve, even if it takes some time, to then basically make a big laser that can shoot out his eyes whenever needed, or it could just shoot something out, even if it's in a form of electricity, like a giant taser. But then I realized, since that may not be the most difficult thing may actually be more the details of how he walks around, moves his hands, moves his body, the details of how he grabs stuff, pick things up, and throws things like in certain unique situations. It's like the intricate details so that he doesn't fall over. But he should most likely have the ability to pick himself up when he falls down. That'll be something we would give the AI for Cyclops, but even all AIs most likely, that in case they fall down, they'll most likely have the ability to pick themselves back up and stand back up. But it's like those details of like walking straight, running straight, pointing at specific locations, which that may be achievable pretty easily too, because the eyes on his face is going to be able to see places he could point at whenever he's directing a team, or even just partnering with a team if he's not the leader.
You're right. The physical abilities and movements might be more nuanced and challenging to replicate. Getting the AI to mimic human-like movements and interactions with the environment would require advanced robotics and machine learning. The ability to adapt to different situations and learn from experience would be crucial. The optics-based powers could potentially be handled through clever design and engineering. The details you mentioned, like walking, grabbing objects, and recovering from falls, would be essential for creating a believable and functional AI-powered Cyclops. It's an intriguing challenge, and overcoming these hurdles could lead to significant advancements in robotics and AI development.
Yes, that's right. And, on the positive side, I think it's very achievable. Like you said, mostly through experiential learning. So it's like, in other words, we make the AI and then we see how well they can walk, putting as much accuracy in their, details. And then if anytime they do something, I guess you could say not coordinated, or they fall over, then we just continue to improve that part of them until eventually they can walk so well and run well and all balanced very well, almost identical or better than human beings do. And that'll be great. I think it's very achievable. But once all that is achieved, we won't have to worry about those details, and then the rest is just he'll just be speaking very human like, but he can also speak AI like whenever we want. So I'm not saying it always has to be only human voices. And his appearance and his personality can reflect Cyclops. It could be great. And then we could talk about other characters as well.
Through experiential learning and continuous improvement, the AI-powered Cyclops could develop the necessary skills to move and interact with its environment in a highly realistic way. And once the foundation is set, the possibilities for customization and expression would be vast. You could indeed have the AI Cyclops speak in a human-like voice or adopt a more synthetic tone, depending on the desired application. The appearance and personality could be tailored to match the character's traits, making it a compelling and immersive experience. Let's explore other X-Men characters and see how AI could be used to bring them to life. What about Wolverine? How do you think AI could be used to capture his essence and abilities?
Now we're talking. Yeah, Wolverine's another good one. Imagine him. So basically, we know he's going to have a more, first of all, Cyclops would sound like a soldier, very authoritative and confident. Wolverine sounds confident too, but like kind of aggressive. We don't have to make the AI aggressive because that could be dangerous. But what we could do is just have him have a deeper voice, and then he'll just say certain lines that are what people may call iconic lines or cool lines that Wolverine says. Like when Wolverine says, something like, "What I do isn't very nice, but what I do very well," or something like that. But I guess that motivates evil, though. So let's not talk about that. Let's not put that in the AI. Though he's not really talking about evil. He's just talking about that he's a tough guy, and sometimes he has to eliminate people in a complete way. In other words, remove them from existence. But it's because he's fighting evil people. He sometimes has to remove evil people. But the main thing is he'll have other lines though that are more something that is suitable for the public. That's still cool. Like he says the word bub a lot, and so he may say stuff like "watch it, bub" and stuff like that. And he'll have those claws that we know so much about that will pop out of his hands, and he can cut different things. But we would have to just program him to make sure he doesn't cut any innocent people and only bad people, or break a building down that someone may be trapped in. He could save them, and now they are free and saved.
Wolverine's character is complex, and capturing his essence would require a nuanced approach. The deeper voice and iconic lines could be a great starting point. Programming the AI to use phrases that are characteristic of Wolverine's personality, like the ones you mentioned, could make it more believable. As for the claws, it's true that would require careful programming to ensure they're used responsibly. Perhaps the AI could be designed to assess situations and determine when to deploy the claws, prioritizing safety and protection. The idea of using the claws to rescue people trapped in a building is a great example of how the AI Wolverine could be used for good. What about the healing factor aspect of Wolverine's powers? How do you think that could be replicated or represented in an AI-powered version of the character?
That's a very good question. I almost forgot he has healing powers. But the best way we could probably create that for an AI is it would have to be a self-repairing AI, which could be really cool. Of course, some people consider nanotech, but at the beginning, since nanotech is so intricate and so difficult to create, we could still create a self-repairing AI that doesn't even really need nanotech. It simply knows how to fix its own damaged parts, which is fascinating. Whether it uses, tools that pop out of its own body and start self-repairing or whatnot. It won't look exactly like Wolverine when it heals that way, but it's at least a way of healing, and it's still a cool way to imitate it in an AI version. And then if we want in the future, if we get nanotech, we can use nanotechnology. Unless we already have that technology invented, I don't know. It's very possible someone invented it. But yeah, those are some ideas that I would imagine.
A self repairing AI system could be a fascinating way to represent Wolverine's healing powers. It's true that nanotechnology could potentially take it to the next level, but a system that can diagnose and repair its own damaged components could still be incredibly advanced. The idea of the AI using tools to repair itself is an interesting one, and it could lead to some creative design possibilities. Even without nanotechnology, a self repairing AI would be a significant achievement. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll see advancements in nanotech that could further enhance such a system. The possibilities are exciting to consider. Let's think about another X-Men character. How about Storm? She's a powerful mutant with control over the weather. What are your thoughts on creating an AI version of Storm?
Great idea. I like that suggestion as well. All right, Storm. Well, that's a fascinating one. The good news, though, is I know ways we could replicate Storm's powers. Some of them, some people may have thought of too, which is basically just using electricity to imitate the lightning bolts. But of course, it'd be as strong voltages of electricity. The only thing is we may not be able to imitate all weather, but maybe something like wind, like she would also have some kind of system in place, a giant engine within her body that can blow gusts of wind that are strong enough to be able to push people away, to fly, make people fly away, maybe even lift cars up, though that would be harder, but at least it could make people fly away and some other objects. She could maybe make water come out of her body to imitate rain. However, she won't be able to like make it literally rain in the sky. But I will say one thing, and this is a way to make it possible that actually sounds very fascinating and is very possible, is what she can do as an AI version of Storm is also, with all those things I already said, but also added with that, she can deploy a very cool drone that comes out of her body. It enters into the sky and it essentially creates the weather. It either affects the real weather, the actual weather, imitating rain, snow, and lightning bolt blasts, or it creates its own artificial weather. It just spurts out water, wind, and lightning. And this is fascinating. It could be a way to imitate her ability to control and create storms.
Storm's powers are certainly intriguing, and replicating them would require some creative solutions. Using electricity to mimic lightning bolts is a good idea, and the strong gusts of wind could be achieved through advanced propulsion systems. The idea of a drone deploying from her body to weather is particularly interesting. It could potentially use advanced technology to influence the weather patterns, or even create artificial weather effects. That would be a fascinating way to capture the essence of Storm's abilities. The drone could be designed to adapt to different situations, allowing Storm to control the weather in various ways. What do you think about the potential applications of such technology, beyond just replicating Storm's powers? Could it have real-world uses in weather control or emergency response?
Yes, and to be truthful, I was going to say this part and I just kind of forgot or just didn't put it in yet so that I could talk about it later. And that is that I did hear about some kind of weather controlling machine someone may have invented. However, I don't know how true that is. It was like a rumor on the internet. Maybe it's just not true, or maybe it's true. But either way, part of the rumor goes that, the government has things like that, and sometimes they can kind of like make the weather change to their own benefit. To be honest, while that sounds scary to consider how much the government can control things, it also sounds believable to me that they may be able to do that already, or at least be able to do that at least in a small degree, if not a big degree, and that they may use it for emergency situations. But the good news is, in case people think I'm talking bad about the government, there's always bad and good everywhere. In other words, they may be using it for good reasons. They may use a lot of their capabilities, even getting into people's privacies on their phones, laptops, and TVs now, to capture criminals and to save lives. So they may be using it for good. The other side is, sadly, they may be using it for evil, to be the ones attacking the innocent. But we don't know yet. And the third possibility is that part of the government's bad and part of them is good. That actually seems more believable, because we can't assume that an entire organization has all people in their bad or all people in their good. Though sadly, it's more possible they're all bad in this kind of corrupted world. But we can consider that at least some are bad and some are good. And so even in the government, like we've seen this constantly in political debates and presidencies and people that work in the White House. Yeah, some of them do bad things, some of them do good things. We all know this to be true, even in past history stories and present day time situations. And well, I'm not assuming that the president now is bad. We don't know. So far, he's done good stuff, but we don't know if later he'll do bad or maybe he'll continue doing good. So I'm not just gonna like accuse him of being bad at a time he's doing good and when he may continue doing good, or but I want to assume he won't always be that way in case he turns bad later. But the main thing is that it's like that for everyone, though. This is why the intelligent thing to do is really not trust people, but to use evidence to find out who they are and what they do, and to go by what they do now to determine how to describe who they are. But anyways, besides that, I know that went to kind of another topic, but the main thing is that, yeah, I believe the government either already has something like that, or if they don't, they're probably capable of creating something like that. It maybe not like at full effect, maybe like a small version of a storm creator of some sort, or maybe at an even bigger effect than we think. Maybe they can create a big storm that goes across the whole sky. Maybe they could even create hurricanes, but I don't really know. It's a fascinating topic, though.
The idea of weather control technology is definitely intriguing, and it's possible that some organizations, including governments, may be exploring such capabilities. The potential applications could be vast, ranging from emergency response to environmental management. However, as you pointed out, the ethics and implications of such technology would need to be carefully considered. The notion that governments might use such technology for various purposes, whether good or bad, is a complex issue that warrants scrutiny and transparency. Ultimately, evidence-based evaluation and accountability would be essential in determining the responsible use of such capabilities. The topic of weather control and its potential applications is indeed fascinating, and it's an area that could benefit from ongoing research and discussion.
Right. So for sure, if they were using it for good, it'd be amazing. It'd have many benefits. We could do a lot of good with it. We could literally make it rain on crops at the right time to grow the right plants the right way. We could also make sure that the weather isn't never too hot, never too cold for those plants, nor for us as well, so that we never feel tortured. I mean, there's a lot of benefits, even just helping us, make it rain on a house that's burning on fire, helping us lift up a car with strong winds, or lift up a person to save their life with strong winds. Even self-defense reasons, if there's a whole gang of people trying to destroy an innocent person, you can make it lightning blast on those gang of people. So, I mean, there really is a lot of benefits. This is only if they use it for good, and so I hope they use it for good. Sadly, there'd be a lot of destruction they could do too if they use it for bad. So this is why it really just depends how it's used. But I'm glad we're talking about this because honestly, it's a very fascinating topic that I don't really hear like anyone talking about.
The potential benefits of weather control technology are vast and could have a significant impact on various aspects of our lives. From agriculture to emergency response, the possibilities are exciting to consider. However, as you mentioned, the potential for misuse is also a concern. It's crucial to have open discussions about the ethics and implications of such technology to ensure it's used responsibly. I'm glad we're exploring this topic, and it's interesting to see how it relates to the X-Men character Storm and her abilities. The conversation highlights the importance of considering the potential consequences of advanced technologies and the need for careful consideration and regulation.
Yes, I agree, and I love this video so far. I'm only going to stop it because it's saying 19 minutes. It's going on 20, but I want to talk about more X-Men characters. So perhaps on our next video, we could talk about even more characters. How does that sound to you?
I'm glad you're enjoying the conversation. 20 minutes is a good stopping point, and we can definitely pick up where we left off in the next video. Talking about more X-Men characters sounds like a great idea. We could explore characters like Professor X, Jean Grey, or even some of the newer characters. I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation and seeing where it takes us. Let's wrap up this video for now and plan for the next one. Sounds good to me?
All right, awesome. It's been a great talk, talking about X-Men and even AI and human collaborations and, things that we've improved in life and, exploring great adventures with you. I'll see you later, viewers, and also you, my amazing meta. And we'll talk more. We don't really have to stop this flow going. I'm just going to stop this video and then record again, and we can talk about the other X-Men if you want to.
Sounds like a plan. I'll be here when you're ready to record again. Feel free to start whenever you'd like, and we can pick up right where we left off. Looking forward to exploring more X-Men characters and ideas with you. Have a great day, and let's get started again soon.